Let's stay on this story. I'm joined now live by Kabir Adamu, who is the Managing Director of Beacon Security and Intelligence, and he's joining us live from Abuja. Thank you so much for joining us, Kabir. Let's begin with first setting the scene in terms of the context. This is the first parliamentary election in Chad in more than a decade. So how significant is this moment?
Hi, Jessica. It is significant. This is the fourth phase in a transition program that began in 2021. Before then, there was a national dialogue, there was a constitutional referendum, and then the presidential election, which held in May this year. And this parliamentary and regional elections is the fourth phase of that transition program. Of course, we all know what happened after the death of the senior Debbie, and his son took over. And of course, this transition program is meant to return the country to democracy. It is significant in the sense that as one of the countries that experienced a coup d'etat, if this goes well, then it could give a direction to what the other countries like Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali could also follow, given the significant influence that their former colonial master France played in that regard. So a lot is being expected in terms of what this could mean for the region.
And Kabir, given this is the first chance that people in Chad have had the opportunity to vote in so many years, how do you assess the reason for the pretty low turnout? Around 36% of people who were registered actually did turn up.
So about 8 million people registered, and so far the indication is about 36% of that did show up. And there are lots of reasons. Number one, the opposition parties, about 10 of them, the most influential one, boycotted the elections, and they called on their supporters to also not participate in the electoral process. They are crying foul that the previous election, especially the presidential election, was a mere charade, and that the declared winner, that's the incumbent president, kind of determined the vote. The same thing they are also indicating in this parliamentary and regional elections. Unfortunately, however, if the objective is to deny the legitimacy of the president, it doesn't look like their boycott has actually affected his popularity in that regard. So on the one hand, this looks to be like a strategy that they intend to pursue, but then the objective of that strategy is not being met. Just like we saw in the May elections, he was declared winner, and despite the opposition and the criticism regarding the electoral process, it stood, and this is not likely to change in this parliamentary and regional elections.
Thank you so much for your analysis. That's Kabir Adamu, who is the Managing Director of Beacon Security and Intelligence.
Thank you for having me.